Hey everyone, it's Tzayla, and welcome back to Off Key and On Pitch, your backstage pass to the unfiltered world of music. Today I'm joined by someone who wears a lot of hats. Meet Marley, spelled with three I's. We'll talk about why later on in the episode. But she is a singer, songwriter, multi instrumentalist, producer, coach, and all around creative powerhouse, originally from New York and now living in Southern California. Whether she's performing at major festivals like NOS Alive in Portugal or helping beginner artists write and record their very first EPs, Marley is all about empowering people through music. In this episode, you'll learn how to turn your scattered lyric scraps and voice memos into a polished, pitch ready EP and why mindset is just as important as melody. Marley walks us through the exact process she uses in her 3 month songwriting program, breaks down the key phases of songwriting, and shares the three creative values that shape everything she does. Whether you're struggling to finish your songs, unsure how to structure your writing sessions, or just need a creative reset, this conversation is packed with practical advice, encouragement, and strategies to help you write with more confidence and clarity. So if you've got songs trapped in your head or drafts buried in your phone, this one's for you. So let's get into it. Hey, Marley, welcome to the show today.
Hey, Tzayla, thank you. I'm
Of
excited to
course.
be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is gonna be so much fun. So I always love to start each episode by asking my guests a little bit about their journey, how they got started in music, and where they've come so far.
So, I got started on my journey with music very, very long ago. I'm going to be aging myself, though. I've been playing guitar for over 15 years now. And actually, I'm aging myself more. It's been over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a something that I started in like the second grade because my
Mm,
dad played the guitar too. And he had been playing for well over a decade and always like when I was little, like playing guitar lullabies and stuff. And I feel like I was singing even before I was playing guitar, but didn't realize that I was doing that with music and more. I think I was just, going la 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 la, right, kind of thing.
yeah.
I tell people that I really started the journey when I started learning guitar, because when I started learning the guitar first, it there's this barrier of entry that you go through, and it's something that if it's not a first passion, it's like everyone goes through it, is what I'm saying. So it's like no matter what, everyone has a passion, and then they have what they worked for to get to that passion. And so with guitar, you get all these blisters on your fingers and you're not getting sound right away. And it's very frustrating for some people, especially if you're really young. And
Hmm.
so I'd be like, oh, like there's like this love hate of like, I love how I can imagine I will sound, but right now I'm sounding like clunk, 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 clunk. And
Yeah.
so that was like really pivotal for me though, because that taking like a year or two to finally get a sound was one, maybe the most fulfilling thing ever, because of all that hard work just to get a chord, just to get notes and sound that sound good, you know? And
Hmm.
so I feel like there's always a journey that you have a conflict and then you have that resolution, and the resolution feels so good because it's the full circle. And so that's when I really started to consider myself a musician, when I could start playing songs in full. And then I started songwriting around like 10 years old. I joined an all female pop punk band when I was 13,
Mm,
and we went on our first tour when I was 14. We recorded all our
wow.
New York City, and we played for some record labels, and we did a bunch of showcases. And so by the time I was in high school, the rest of the band was graduating. I'm just dropping all this lore in like no, and it's kind of in a chronological order, but like
Yeah.
it feels like it may sound random, but this is all the whole thing, whole shebang. And
I
so
love it. I mean, playing for record labels at 14, that's insane. We'll dissect that in a second. That's so cool. Keep going, keep going. I'm like
thank you.
captivated.
Okay. So yeah, there was all these really cool experiences that I've had, And so when my bandmates were graduating because they were a few years older, there was this shift where I could either A, find a new band, but out back in the day, right? And even today, it's hard to find a full female band. And that's what I was looking for. There is too much drama with the guys, maybe more like clickiness, right? Because they're like, oh, like the guys, they can all like do stuff more stuff together, and I just kind of felt a bit left out. And when I like tried to join a band with all guys, like because then they'd start like writing all these songs together, but then not be ready for like when I have an idea too. So like
Mm.
collaboration was a little harder. This is high school, by the way. Like nowadays, right? Like as an adult, it's that like kind of friction goes away, um but yeah, so like with creative differences, I was still like writing on my own, learning my own music, and thinking about like, okay, like I can also go solo. That's cool, but I don't really have resources, networks, even though I had that with the band. It didn't really transfer over when the band dispersed. But what I ended up doing and finding that I even still do today, I still write music. I still do that, but something else that really has played a huge role in my life in music and has allowed me to become fully self-employed and self-sufficient as a full-time musician is by music coaching and teaching music lessons. So I had my first client when I was like in the 10th grade. It was my little cousin. I was teaching her guitar first. And then a year later, I had my next client, and she was in my school. So she was a few years younger than me, like the same age as my little brother. And she loved country music. I was like, well, I don't know so many Taylor Swift songs. This is like, way back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we were learning some Taylor Swift, some Miranda Lambert, and I'm so proud to like see her growth too, because it's like before we started working together, she had never played anything on the guitar, and I really supported her through that time of what I was telling you a few minutes ago of like that frustration of between just knowing like the names of the strings of the guitar to like actually being able to play a chord and then actually being able to play a song. I guided through her through all of that, and nowadays she's living in Nashville and she's
Wow.
working in as a music artist full time. So it's whenever I see those spans of my students and my clients, how they like start from the way beginning, or maybe they already are a little more established and I'm helping them write their first EP, maybe it's their second EP or an album, right? Like you could be anywhere in the journey, but having a good support system and a good network is really so essential.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's like something that I still do today and that I still cherish a lot and have made a whole career out of is coaching and consulting. And then, yeah, and then still making music, playing shows on my own too, and with my band. And yeah, living the life, living the dream in San Diego. And then that's my whole music journey side of things.
I love that. That's beautiful. How did you reach out to the record label? That's still you're 14 years old. I need more information on that.
Yeah, so actually, some talent scouts found me. So
Wow.
when I was in the sixth grade, in the summer between sixth and seventh grade, my mom took a job as a receptionist at a music school called School of Rock.
Mm,
And so, with that, since she was working there, I was able to go for free. And same with my brother. And we were able to sign up for like the little camps that they had in the summer. And we were able to do like private lessons, stuff like that. And my mom applied for that job in the first place because even though my dad started teaching me on the guitar, this was the point in time where he was saying, I think I have given you everything that I can,
mm,
but in order for you to flourish, you need to be able to move on and work with new people and like have instructors and be able to play your own shows, and this program is what's going to give you that opportunity. And so I was totally low key, like a little nervous at first because I was like, oh, like all I've ever done was like played a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like a younger student in that program because the way that School of Rock does their programming, it's like, oh, like up to like 10 or 11 years old, like there's the younger group. And then somewhere between like 10 and 12 years old as a starting point up to like seniors in high school is the older group. And it just depends on on how advanced you are
Mm-hmm.
as a musician. So I was like placed into the older group, but I was the youngest. But we played some Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then we did our next season was Green Day, and then our next one was Muse and Radiohead. So like there was so much cool music that I was learning about, and so many really chill people that I was meeting that I am still connected with today. And that's like half my lifetime ago. So there was so many cool opportunities with that. But with the the factor that we were playing shows, there were talent scouts who are looking for really young artists that they can develop. And the thing is that they already had their like most of the band picked out. They had like this vision of, okay, the one with the blue hair that wasn't me was like, okay, that's the star, right? That's going to be the singer. I ended up going in as the bass guitarist
Mm-hmm.
because being the youngest, they noticed that I would be able to learn something new kind of more like a sponge and like faster, right? And
Yeah.
I can like adapt quicker, and there there will be more opportunities there kind of thing. For so I actually learned an entirely new instrument for that. And it was really cool. Like we got to play some music festivals and got to got to tour. But I feel like in a way, since it was such a I was so young in that experience, I feel like if I could go back, I'd put myself in a time machine and just be a little older and a little more mature and
Mm-hmm.
aware, observant, right? Because when you're young, it's like if you're a kid, you're not going to notice like all the I guess you're not going to be able to be as strategic as you could if you had the opportunity when you were older. And
Mm-hmm.
so that would be like one thing, but I do remember a lot of the experience. And with that, I feel like I have a lot of the resources and guidance that and like advice, feedback that I can give to artists on their journey. So currently, I'm the business development manager for a music studio in San Diego in Chula
Wow.
Vista. And with that, I book their shows. We just had a show at the House of Blues on this past Sunday, and then we have another one on July 13th, also at the House of Blues. So we have some really cool partnerships with venues out here, and we have 10 bands. So really, it's full circle.
Wow.
With my consulting and coaching, I'm working with this studio to give the opportunities that I had to future musicians of the future who are rocking. They sound awesome, and it's just super fulfilling to like have that full circle.
That's amazing. I love that. Like that you did all that so young, that you retained all of it and then you took all of it and you gave it back so other people could have the same thing. That's just so beautiful to me. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, I did
It's
the best that
amazing.
I could. And like, I feel like there are aspects of it where I did also go to college for music too. So I was able to get more experience of understanding the music industry and the different parts of it. There are so many layers. And I know from the podcast that you know that and you understand. So it took a little while for me to have that self discovery of where I want to be in the music industry. There were years where I'm like, oh, I want to be an artist, or I want to be a producer. I want to be the talent booker. I want to be a bit of everyone. I want to be in working on in the label, like on the business side. Like I feel like I was gravitating toward everything, and it was hard to define myself for a little bit. But as a coach and consultant, being able to support other artists and uh really form a good plan together to help them reach their goals, I'm able to dip my toes into all the various
Yeah.
sectors you know, right? And I am able to wear multiple hats. So this path really has worked for me so that I could do that and be able to, keep booking shows, keep playing shows, keep keep songwriting, keep producing, but like on the terms of that on my terms, but also my clients' terms. It's something that we
Yeah.
decide and we develop and build together.
That's amazing. I love it. And then I don't know. I'm just like, know, that's beautiful. And then, and I don't know how old you are, but you look very young to have all of the, not A, everything you've done already, and then B, the things you're building. That's amazing. So as a consultant, what are you generally consulting for? Like you said, you can touch as many hats as you want, but what is the hat you most often wear?
That's a great question. So, l- for the most part, a lot of my clients are beginners. So, it's a lot of musicianship development in the sense of we pick your instrument of choice. Is it the piano? Is it the guitar? Is it singing? Those are the three that I really focus in on, and we're locked in for those three when we're working together. Um, though we want to make sure that you're feeling good about understanding the musical alphabet and building chords and progressions, right? And if you're going more of like a classical, maybe conservatory type of route, then we get competitive in your reading abilities. But if you really just want to make music that makes people feel something and it's a perfect release for yourself and your creativity, then we'll go songwriter route, music artist route, right? There's so many possibilities because like those are big picture goals, but there's all the steps that are needed to be taken to get there too. And there's different orders that can be taken as well, right? Everyone's journey is different. So where I come in, I understand where your strong suits are already, like where you're gravitating to naturally, and maybe what parts are necessary but are a little harder to get to right now. They're more of a challenge so that we can balance out those priorities and build out practice routines and plans that are realistic yet are going to keep you motivated and accountable. So, yeah, I feel like it's a lot of the planning out and then execution is what I'm really doing. Though I have a new songwriting program that's particularly 3 months long, and so on month 1 we go through lyrics and song analysis, understanding the flow when it comes to our words and the meaning behind that as well, and building out lyrics for 5 or so songs for a full EP. And then the second month, that's when we look into chord progressions. I have a formula that you can use to find those faster as well and apply them, and then also change the key signatures of them if needed, but just like really to master the instrumentation. So, like, when you're ready for month 3, recording your demos and officially having fully written EP and the documentation organized in a way that you could pitch it to labels, pitch it to other musicians that they're looking for songs to use in their sessions, or however you can use it for yourself. Like you can decide from there, but you have all the materials you need and it's packaged in the way that that will benefit you for your long-term goals. So that's the program. In short, in a nutshell, it's
In a
uh,
nutshell.
I in a nutshell, that was the long explanation. But when I tell people, typically the first thing I say is I help beginner singer songwriters turn lyric scraps and their voice memos into a fully written EP that they can be proud of.
Amazing. And oh, it's so great. I hope I don't get rained on. Um,
At least you're in the shade too, like you're covered. I'd
yeah,
be
I
like,
should be fine.
it's like if we were just like straight up on the grass or something.
Yeah. It's like really big wind. Actually, I'm fine. I should be fine. It's Georgia. The weather changes every 10 minutes, and now it's raining. So there you go.
Yeah.
Um, and my train of thought went away along with it. Um, but yeah, I think this is the hardest hurdle. I think it's the songwriting aspect. Like I once did a singing competition, and I was performing an original song, and all the kids that were there, they were mostly musicians or theater kids or singers that were uh, suggested that were encouraged to participate in this singing competition. And when they found out I was doing an original song, they were like, "That's incredible!" Like this, they did not know how to write music. It was one of the hardest things, and I'm being splashed by water. Sorry, sorry, my ADHD is all over the place. I've been
Do
over
you
singing
need
with ice
a
rain.
do you need to quickly readjust to the indoors?
I think I'm fine. It's going away. Let me
Okay.
restart what I was saying. Anyways, all the singers were very surprised I wrote my own song because they never had that capability. They had the ideas for songs, like you said, the lyric, the scrap, the voice memos, but they never either didn't have the discipline or the know-how to sit down and turn that to fully fledged songwriting, fully fledged speak. And and that's amazing if that's what you have here. So for anyone listening, if you have those scraps, those voice memos, and not quite sure how to flush them out, add instrumentation, all that stuff, it's learning something amazing, amazing thing to learn how to do all that stuff. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. And it's amazing that you're writing your own music as well already, and that you had that experience personally that really set you apart. And you noticed, hey, like this, it sounds like it's happening more naturally for you to be able to create. And that's not something that everyone feels. And also, it can ebb and flow, right? Like everyone gets writer's block,
Yes,
though.
ma'am.
I can give some advice to you that you may already know, but also to your listeners, it might be new for someone. Mindset is so pivotal as a musician, and then even outside of music, just in life, right? So, with your mindset, having that can do attitude, even if you're like, I'm so new at this and I don't really actually know, just putting yourself in the position of like, I'm just gonna try it, right? Be open-minded. Give myself 5 minutes. I'm gonna just journal a little bit. I was actually going through this with one of my songwriting clients as well recently, where she's in a total, total writer's block. She's just like, I try to write, and then 5 minutes later, I'm playing Animal Crossing, and I don't remember like even swapping. It's just happening, and I'm like, okay, well, how about like if that happens, try to like observe the scenery of what you ended up doing and write one word, even if it's just one word, because then you have that one word started and you can build from there. But you just have to get that start, get the gears grinding, like beginning, right? And then that's how you start building momentum little by little. And 2 weeks later, well, I guess I'll give you the rundown of what happened next week. She had a whole verse written. She was like, I really thought it was going to be 4 words, and then it ended up a whole verse.
Mhm.
The following week, she had two songs started, like verse, chorus, verse, chorus. So now she has almost two songs done. And so it's a muscle that you gotta work on,
It
whether it's
is.
songwriting or if it's your own instrument and getting the muscle memory, or even if you're doing something outside of music. It's just getting into the routine, into that flow is a muscle. And so having a coach helps you stay accountable and like actually reach the goals if you do have trouble focusing. But it is something that you can get that started on your own, and so that when you feel ready to get additional guidance, that's where you can bring in a coach or like bring in a friend, right? It's like someone that you can work with to keep that momentum growing and scaling as well.
I love that. Very inspirational, you know. Speaking of inspiration, your name is spelled with three I's. Marley, three I's. And you told me they stand for something. I know one of them's inspiration. How about you talk more about what all three I's stand for?
Yeah, so this is something that I highlight in my coaching course as well. So I have three I's in my name for three values that are essential when I'm working on either a solo project, but also when I'm collaborating and when I'm working with a team. And I feel that it's important for my students and clients to get the hang of as well for maximum success. So that first one, inspiration, that's the one that you remembered, and I love that. That is finding inspiration that makes you feel that motivation, that drive to achieve your goals. Because if you don't have that, right, that's gonna be a possible blocker to getting that routine going and that
Mhm.
mindset. It's the first step for the mindset. Uh, when you listen to your favorite music artist, who's your favorite right now, by the way?
Rose Betts.
Who?
She is an Irish
Rose.
singer. I listen to like world music, and right now I'm not in the Irish Norwegian vibe right now. But Rose Betts,
I'll have to check her out. Yeah,
sure.
so I can just see. I don't know if you have your podcasts like in video as well, but I can see your face light up and like a light bulb go like ping. And so like that is what we need as creators to really just get that start, because when you're writing, right, you're typically writing something that like you're feeling and it's an emotion. Or if you're even before the songwriting process, or like you're trying to like improve your skills on the instrument that you're playing, on your voice or something else, whatever the goal is, you need that drive, that fire to bring you in that direction. And that's how you gravitate and manifest as well. So that's that first eye. The second eye is introspect. So with introspection, this is a little more of the I guess the shadow work, or like that deeper dive of like, where can I improve, and like what is challenging me right now, like those like harder conversations, because sometimes we just want to feel like everything's butterflies and rainbows and perfect, we're like, I'm fine, everything's fine, and then we burn out. But we have to be in tune with ourselves and like
Mm,
know what is the part that like might be holding us back. Like there's that saying, that we're only strong as our weakest link. I'm gonna say that again because I kind of got like in with my voice, but that quote, there's that quote, we're only as strong as our weakest link. And I feel like people say that a lot, like across a group, but that totally resonates internally with one person as well, with yourself. So it's like you can see where you're thriving, what's really happening naturally. Bless you. And
thanks.
then yeah, and then you can also see, okay, well, maybe I'm having trouble staying focused, or maybe I am actually putting in more time trying to write a verse, but I do have that writer's block right now, so I need to jump back to inspiration to get that drive back and have that direction and the theme that I'm writing about. Or maybe maybe there's a yeah, there could be time issues. Maybe there's a I need another perspective, and because I'm making all this stuff and I haven't showed anyone it yet. And so like maybe it is like something that needs to be expanded on, right? But like unpacking what could be holding you back so that you can turn that around and then innovate. And that is that third eye. So, taking your inspiration, your introspection, and making something beautiful that you can be proud of and feel fulfilled with, and keep you going and following your dreams, turning that into reality. That's innovation. So those are the three eyes that I highlight in my course, and also just even in conversation to like help my friends, like support those around me, because I have a lot of friends that aren't even in the music industry, and I use the same advice. So it goes into life coaching as well, even. But yeah, so that's a bit more about the triple I concept.
I love that. That's I love that. And for some reason, I just get that vision of the circle, the way energy is supposed to flow into the head. That's the imagination, introspection, and then flows outward. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
You've already
Yeah.
dropped. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I do also like say imagination as like sometimes I'll like swap that with either inspiration or
Oh, did I
innovation.
say imagination?
No, you're good though. No, because
Oh.
if you look at my website, www.marlii.com, like if you actually look at my website, shameless plug right there, you'll see like one of them does say imagination. And it's because I do switch them sometimes because remembering everyone has a different journey and like everyone has their natural strong suits and ways that they can grow more. Like when I'm working with my clients, sometimes I can see that they are heavily inspired and they need more introspection, but sometimes they're too hard on themselves and they need more imagination, more inspiration. So sometimes I'll swap them around and but there will still be three main ones to look into, but
Mm.
sometimes I do have that like maybe I'll even put like influence if like they want to be an
Mm.
influencer, right? So it's like I'll switch and swap, but like it's too much to focus on too many. So we really take your goals and then we put them together and that's how we do it. So there are three eyes at the end of the day.
That's amazing. You dropped so many great nuggets today. They're amazing. And sadly, I got the notification that we're running out of time. We got 6 minutes left. But I always love to ask my guests, you help other people reach their dreams, and it's amazing. But I'm curious, what's your dream? Or are you already living it?
Thanks, Tzayla. I am living it actually. It's really cool that I'm my own boss, my own CEO, and there's still ways to go, like miles to go with it, right? Like someday my business is gonna like be certified on LinkedIn and stuff like that, right? Like someday we're gonna scale. But like right now, the sole proprietor CEO, self-employed, and that's working. And so my goals are to grow what I'm doing, inspire more people, right? Like grow a team who is looking to do something similar. And so there's that type of dream right there. Though I feel like honestly more of my dreams have been on the personal side. I'm getting married next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm so excited. I'm like, I know I'm so close to fulfilling the dream of marrying my best friend. And we adopted an adorable dog
Mm.
5 weeks ago. His name's Uno. So like having him in our lives now I'm like dreaming of like family, like just like and like setting up my own roots and stuff. So it's a really magical place to be in life because being in your 20s is like it's a very roller coaster of a time because you were just in school for all your life, being given all these nuggets of like all types of directions in life. And now it's the first time you can actually choose that. And so I'm in my later 20s now. So people do tell me I look like young, and it's because I'm not in my 30s yet. But also, I think it's because I'm vegan. And so I'm not eating anything with like cholesterol. It's like everything's natural and full of vitamins, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it keeps up, right? Like or like I just like stay like this for a little longer. But yeah, like where was I going? I totally just I do that too, where I just change subject, boop, and then but yeah, my goals, my dreams, they're just really they're more wholesome. They used to be like, oh, find myself, find my career, but I found that. So it's really next steps is settling down and just chilling and vibing, growing a family that I can actually like I guess I can coach them full time because like I do that like I'm a client, but like in a way like I feel like it'll be really cool to see what that's like to like be someone's mentor and like their whole life in a way too, and then them be my whole life. I feel like that unconditional love is something so special. And like my parents, like we still have that, but I don't see them every day. We're in different cities, so it'll be cool for us to like unify again once it's time for more family. So I don't know, it's so beautiful and just yeah, and I'm still, of course, hoping to play more music festivals and shows. Like that's never gonna
Yeah.
end.
I'm so excited for you. That sounds amazing.
Thank you, Zayla.
course. And how can people connect with you? Find your program. I know you mentioned your website. Is there any other way people can connect with you?
Yeah, so on social media, it's Mundo with Marley. So I'm Peruvian, and so that's why I chose Mundo. And also because on my page, sometimes I'll talk about things that are a little bit outside of music as well, even though my main career focus is in music. I love to be able to have an open space to like share about anything going on in the world. And so Mundo with Marley, that's on Instagram, TikTok, and that's with three eyes, by the way, of course. And then I'm just Marley, three eyes, just Marley on Facebook and what else? Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms, and YouTube.
That's amazing. And then could you mention your website one more time?
Marley.com. That's spelled Marlii.com.
Awesome. Well, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for being on the show. So many amazing nuggets in there. So many. I love it. Loved it. You've had such an amazing journey, and you're only in your late 20s, which is more amazing to me.
Thank you, Tzayla. And I am so grateful to have been able to chat with you today. You seem like an awesome person, and I'm really excited to see where your music takes you as
Thank
well. And
you.
your podcast is sounding so cool already, like since you've started it. I'm so glad to be part of that. And I'm looking forward to staying in touch and so
Yeah,
that we can be part of each other's journeys going forward.
I would love that. All right. Well, have a wonderful day. And again, congratulations on your upcoming wedding. That's amazing.
Hey, Zayla, thanks so much. Take care. Stay dry from the rain. Have
Yeah,
a wonderful summer.
you as well. All right. Bye. Wow. There's something really refreshing about listening to someone so grounded in her purpose and so open about her process. Two things really stood out to me in this conversation with Marley. First, your scraps have value. How many of us have half finished lyrics, voice memos, or chord progressions just living in our notes app? What I love about what Marley is doing through her customized 3-month songwriting program is this. She's not just helping people finish songs. She's helping them believe in the songs they've already started. She's giving structure to the mess, clarity to the chaos, and she's reminding artists that you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Second, your mindset matters more than your gear. Marley shared so many gems about creativity, but this one really hit me hard when she said that songwriting is like any craft, is like a muscle. And the thing that keeps us strong, it isn't talent, it's mindset. Can you show up when it's hard? Can you stay soft enough to grow and bold enough to try something new, even if it flops? Because that, more than anything, is what builds an artist. So if you're sitting on a mountain of lyrical scraps and you don't know what to do about them, check out her coaching program, and I highly recommend it. You can find it at her website, marley.com. That's Marlii.com. You can also find her on social media at Mundo with Marley, where she shares everything from music tips to life coaching wisdom. She's the real deal, and her heart is in this for you. And as always, you can find my music, my blog, and more episodes of this podcast at Tzayla.com. That's Tzayla.com. If this episode stirred something inside you, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow music nerds. If you have any questions, favorite moments, or if there's something we covered today that you'd like me to do a deeper dive on, feel free to leave a comment or DM me at Tzayla.official. I would love to hear from you. And if you take one final thing away from today's podcast, let it be this. The scraps don't mean you're broken. They mean you're building. Keep writing, keep showing up, keep becoming, and keep dreaming big. I'm Tzayla, and adventure sounds like this.